Welcome to One Person on the Screen. There we go. Hello, welcome to the Week 14 interview. Bonestorm. We have Mr. Heath already on ho holiday. I'm not off for a little while later, but still, he's in the spirit. He's ready, and he's got things to say about these stupid games as we roll into the playoffs. Welcome, Mr. Heath.
Thank you for that intro, Mr. Dickey. Well, I will say I've got plenty to say, especially since, as many of you already know and lived through, this past week was extremely exciting, not just for the matchups, but the implications in playoffs. Went down to the wire, and let's talk about them. Okay, the first one we have in a must-win for Mr. Heath. I end up getting it done against division champion gentleman for quarterlies. I end up getting 172. Nice day at Geno Smith with 24.5, 30 plus out of Miles Sanders, 25.5 from Mike Williams.
Welcome back.
And 30.5 from Jamar Chase. And toss in,
that trade is working out for you.
Finally, well, yeah, better late than never. He's back when I needed him, which is what I hoped for. And finally, a decent day out of the Bills, getting me 16 for a total of 172. I will take that. Terry, on the other hand, she gets 22.5 from Josh Allen, 20 out of Dobbins, 22 from Pollard. So looking good in the start of this lineup, but fizzles out, unfortunately, until we get to Peoples-Jones with 22. She ends up with a total of 130. Not enough. And I might add, when we get to playoffs, maybe she has a chance to redeem herself.
Yeah, maybe she does. I must have to. I have to say that I'm guessing with Donovan Peoples-Jones being Watson's favorite target, I wonder if he is a massage therapist. That one's for you, Jason. So on to Kevin's victory. Total domination with 172 points. He brought the wood when you needed it most, for sure.
Yes, I did.
Very nicely. And Mike Williams, boy, I hope everybody watched that Sunday night game. It was awesome how good Mike Williams is. His adjustment while he's in the air. I mean, it was just fun to watch. That was a really good game. And Jamar Chase really balled out in that division rivalry. Mark Andrews, very quiet right
Yeah,
now.
what is going on with him?
Well, again, if you would actually pay some shekels to the things that matter in life, such as football, you would know. So Mark Andrews is suffering right now from a litany of issues. Not him so much himself, but his quarterback who's throwing to him. First, he has Lamar out. Now he's got Huntley. I didn't throw to him that much. Huntley goes down in that Pittsburgh game, and now they got the third string dude running around trying to get it done. But God only knows what he's going to put up next week. Maybe he gets. Normally, when you have a backup or a rookie quarterback, the tight end benefits. Unfortunately, for this week, he did not that you needed it. That would have been just fuel to the fire. But good win there. Let's move on to the next one. We have Mama versus Joseph, and he needs a bigger boat. That's for sure. He needed one that day.
Okay, yes, he did. Not only did he need a bigger boat, this was a must-win for him as well. Unfortunately, even though he gets 20.76 out of Tannehill, 22.5 out of Henry, and nearly 23.5 from Connor, and another 20 from Thielen, it wasn't enough. Poor Treylon Burks, 0.0.
Yeah, I'm curious because I think Treylon Burks was ruled out. Now, maybe he was ruled out late. I wasn't following the Treylon Burks wire. And the same thing with Tyler Boyd. I don't know if he went down or if he just got 0. But
yeah, nothing. So you can't take zeros. That gets him 127. It was a much tighter game than many thought it would have been, especially with No Hair Don't Care coming out of the chute with 41.5, followed by Eckler with almost 25. Once you get with that, you got to go down to Zeke till you get to something worth crowing about. 17.1 out of him and another 17 out of Tyler Lockett. That's plenty. 135. Topples 127. Mama's in. Joseph is not.
Yeah, this is one that I really needed Joe to lose and my mom to win. Either I needed both those things to happen just to guarantee me a spot because I was worried about losing myself when I realized I had some points on the bench later.
Well, Mama to win or Joseph to lose, you needed both things. They were guaranteed to both going to happen or not happen.
What I was going to say was with my mom, Ramondre Stevenson goes down in that Arizona game, so he fell apart right there, but she'd already won by that time. Chris Godwin, really bad day against San Francisco. They took it to Tampa Bay, that's for sure. The rest of them scored pretty much as we expected, although CeeDee Lamb was quiet in that Houston debacle in Dallas. But yeah, thankfully he won and I was secured, but I didn't need it because I won. We'll get that later. Let's move on to Mr. Can't Lose, at least
Oh, this
right
was
now,
tough. I thought
versus
Don had a
poor
shot.
Don
Yeah, I thought she had a shot.
Sarkis.
This is one of the weeks to, if you're going to beat Todd, this was one of the weeks to do it. He ends up only getting 19.5 from Joe Burrows. He falls short of expectations, as do his starting running backs. Both Barkley and ETN combined for 10 lousy points. He gets a lot of help, though, from Justin Jefferson, 36.3, and Judge Judy. Matthew, I'm going to call it. I won that bet this year. Judy was much better than Cortland Sutton. He shows up for 33.3 and a bunch of Met down the rest of the way. Good news for Todd. That was plenty. 139 ends up taking down the poor Malibu Stacy's. Kirk Cousins, who she got in that Jamar Chase trade, that trade worked out fine for her. She ended up getting 32 out of him. And then another guy part of that trade, Deebo Samuel, 14.4, not bad. Then you go down to the Patriots to get some good news, but unfortunately, DJ Moore really beast-slapped her left and right, as did Raheem Mostert and Marquise Brown. These guys, and Jamal Williams, APB out for most of the Malibu Stacy's. She only ends up getting 119. Poor thing, out of playoffs, but she fought till the end. This was a must-win. Tied for first a week ago, and then now out of the playoffs.
How quickly your fortune can change. Absolutely. Yes. Jerry Judy. I'm not done with that Cortland Sutton. He's got a few weeks left. Get back on the field, Cortland. Get back on there. Judy had a big day for Todd. You're right. Yeah, poor Malibu Stacy's a victim of a lot of really bad matchups. You got that track meet between Detroit and Minnesota, and yet Hawkinson and Williams can't get much for. I mean, Hawkins got 11, but he could have done a lot more. Or Deebo Samuel goes out with another injury for him. He could have scored a lot more, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then Mostert, again, lots of people were shocked by that, me included, with that Miami and how bad their offense was, especially their run game. They couldn't get anything going against the Chargers. But yeah, so sorry for Don. Congrats to Todd. Yay. And let's see who he plays in the first round. I hope he goes out then. Let's move on to the warm, steamy pile versus the wild Poopers.
Okay, well, if Kat's objective was to play spoiler, she did just that. She ends up getting the win here, 132 to 91. Let's see, Kyler Murray, 0.66. I'm guessing an injury. I don't know.
Yes.
We go down to Devonta Smith with 17.5. Nothing from Noah Fant. Although when you got CMC on the team, you can deal with a couple of 0-point somethings. He gets 31.3. Tyreek Hill also contributes 26.1. 16 from the Jets and double digits from Garrett Wilson. And then after Noah Fant, all the way down, including Brett Mayer with 11 points. That was enough. Let's go look at Greg's steamy pile. Poor Greg picked a bad week to pick a new team name. The Buccaneers didn't like that change. They gave him negative 2.8. He was better not starting anybody. Stinking Tampa Bay. They don't look good. But we've got Brock Purdy ended up, hey, I got to eat a little crow here. I hadn't even heard of this guy last week. He ends up getting 25.7. Nick Chubb and Gus Edwards only combined for 15. Metcalf has another strong day at 18. And then Dalton Schultz at 14.7. After that, not much. He only finishes with 91. But I still think he's in. If I'm not mistaken, we'll have to go and look. Yeah. But Wild Poopers are out, but finished strong. Well done, Kat.
Yeah, nicely done, Kat. Yeah, poor Kyler Murray injured in a non-contact injury. ACL torn. He's out for the year. He's done. That really would have been an issue for Kat, but she's not in it, so it doesn't matter to her right now. I mean, she's had to find somebody to plug in the losers bracket because I'm sure she wants to gain first pick overall last year, whatever she wants. So yeah, rough day for her out there with Kyler. Warm steamy pile didn't bring it. Now you want to eat crow on Brock Purdy. No one had heard of him. Believe me, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He was literally the last person in the draft, which is the joke. They call him Mr. Irrelevant. But your mission for this next week between now and next time we record is you need to find me what the nickname they are calling Brock in San Francisco.
Pretty Purdy?
No, I'm not going
Oh,
to tell you. You have to come up with it next week, or I will tell you then.
all
Anyway,
right.
sorry for that warm steamy pie, but like you said, you're in. So let's move on to another. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Little
God.
win.
This
Yes.
was a close one. Yeah, two powerhouse scores here.
Shut up.
Sam did good. You did horrible. Somehow you scraped by. Let's see. Good thing you had Jalen Hurts picking up my sloppy seconds from last year. He's been
Yes.
excellent, 34.3. DeAndre Swift, again,
I hate that
continues to
guy.
crap all over you in your
He
coaching
hates me.
style. He hates you. He gives you 6.9, which is yuck. Juju Smith-Schuster gets dub. Look at that, doubles his projected quantity with 22.4. And then going down, okay out of Pickens, okay out of Pachenko. And then we've got the Raiders.
The Raiders.
16 points to give you a whopping 134.88. Tommy Shelby, however, she's in the playoffs. So this was not a must win for her. No big deal. Justin Herbert, however, wanted to continue to play. He gets 23.5. Nice day out of Keenan Allen with 21 points. Jeff Wilson Jr., not a great day, 2.6. Sorry about that. Fire move to average. Zay Jones, I thought almost said Zach. Zay Jones with 21.7. That's nice. And then double digits out of Van Jefferson and the Jaguars, also 13.04. She gets 129, falls short by about 5 points, but it's next week is when it really counts.
Absolutely. Yes. It was a rough game for old Maddie and DeAndre Swift. I hate that guy. I've hated him. He's my first friggin' pick, and he's done nothing but crap all over me or make fun of me from the bench while he is scoring.
Are you gonna start him this week?
Absolutely. It doesn't show it on here, but I left 41 on the bench from Evan Ingram. I mean, he's been up and down, but sweet Jesus, never that up.
Are you going to start him this week?
Hell yes, I am, especially because Daniel Bellinger got injured in this game. That's why he only got 4.9. Anyhow, yeah, that Raiders game have been a hell of a lot more for me if they didn't let stupid Baker Mayfield, who'd been in town for 2 days, beat them. It was so embarrassing. Yeah, Tommy Shelby, great day from Justin Herbert. The Chargers were firing on all cylinders. Poor Jeff Wilson, another victim of that Chargers defense and that lacking Miami run game. Most of them, like you said, kind of scored for the most part. Cooper was quiet, but again, like you said, it's all going to count next. Let's move on to, this was a good one. Look at the red all over this screen.
Talk
me up. Talk about it.
This is a brutal one for both these teams. Poor Jay.
Yes.
Let's talk about
Big
it.
Implications.
Big implications. Kevin ends up getting a win by 11 points with help from Jared Goff, who gives him nearly 35. That's a real nice day for Goff. Josh Jacobs, that trade, as much as we mocked it, I would argue that he turned out better than before the trade. So he's looking good. Josh Jacobs with almost 20. Not a great day from James Cook, 2.5 lousy points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, underdelivered. He has many better games than that, 13. A.J. Brown, though, gets his 17. And then, ouch, T. Higgins.
He went out early with an injury. Yeah.
Gets nothing. And I hate to, not that I want injuries, but that's good news from a man, Jamar Chase, I hope. We'll see what happens. And then a little bit on the way down, the Eagles, who look great, 12.2 out of them. He finishes with 122, which happened to be enough. Patrick Mahomes shows up to play, unlike most of the team here, 26.78. And then we get into some trouble spots. Dalvin Cook with 8.6. Travis Homer. Okay. 5.4. Devonta Adams gets 10. You could have highlighted that because that's half of his projected score. Gabe Davis was 6.1. Greg Dulcich for 7.2. Man, they did not show up. He's just a bad day. Brandon Ayuk gets 13.7.
Yep.
We go down again with Gallup at 6.0. And another bright, shining spot. Chiefs, let's say the Chiefs showed up for him this week. Nobody else did. Mahomes gets 26, and then the Chiefs defense get 18. And even the kicker outperforms projections at 10. Needed more Chiefs and needed a little less of these other guys.
It was
11 when he needed it.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
a
rough
shame.
day for a lot of
Yeah.
his guys, and yeah, I love the fact that Devontae only gets 10 in that stupid matchup against the refs. Last week, 39 Adams against me. Not that I remember that.
Well,
Anyway,
then they did show up when it counted.
exactly. Yeah. So Clement gets the win. This will have playoff implications for Jason. Let's go on to the
Well, I'd like to
standings.
say thanks to Jason for the kind words. If I get in, I hate that it's at his expense, but
Shut
hey,
up and let's get on with the talking here. Come on.
all right, here we go. Let's go to standings. Ooh, wait. Brockway ends
Brockway.
up with Kev winning the division at
So
8 and
close.
6. And then we've got a two-way tie for second for Don. Both teams at 6 and 8, but Greg's gonna get in. Sorry, Don. Hang in there though. Maybe you get first round pick. Ogdenville. Braille Bombers end up winning the division with a record of 11 and 3. Very nice season, especially in the second half. Tommy Shelby gets it done at 5 and 9. Welcome to the league. You're in playoffs. Support Cat in the in the category of you want to complain about people having big days against you. You should see Cats one day. She got screwed. Sorry, Cat. Hang in there. Let's go down to North Haverbrook. North Haverbrook, Todd demolishes the entire division with a leaguing record of 12 and 2 and a real tight one for second place. Luckily, I came out the victor at 7 and 7. Sorry, Jay. Hang in there, buddy. And then we'll go to Springfield, another tight one. Gentleman Fort Corliss, who I played and beat, ends up winning the division at 8 and 6. Spider Pig gets in at 6 and 8, and needing a bigger boat is also playing for #1 draft spot next year. Sorry, Joseph. Congrats, everyone else. Let's jump down to the how we did versus draft day. You guys will remember this. We've done this a couple of times this year and last year, and this is great to see. Look at the Wild Poopers. Poor Cat, and this just has to do with that, not her draft strategy. She started out first, ended up last 8 with she's a victim of people overperforming when she played them, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Camp Krusty, they thought I did okay in second. Now they predict me at 3 spots at 5. That's okay. At least I'm still on the top half of this list. Malibu Stacey's, who they thought was third best on draft day, ended up 9th. Sorry, babe. Let's go to Uncle Todd's. No surprise to anybody. They liked him on draft day. They love him on week, whatever this is. Let's go to needing a bigger boat. Poor Joe. They liked you on draft day just fine. Right now, honeymoon is over. They got him at 10th spot. Warm, steamy pile traded spots with Jay. He started at 6 and at 7th. Jay started at 7th and at 6th. That's just how it goes, I guess. Tommy Shelby started off at 8th. They think she suffered, but who gets the last laugh? She's in playoffs.
Yeah.
The gentleman for Corliss and one of the teams that have great improvement over the year, Terry, they thought you were 9th on draft day. Now they got you in 4th. Well done, and congrats on a division victory. Kevin Clemens, they pretty much spat on your grave back in September. But who's laughing now but the man behind the wheel of the Mustang, 3rd place going into playoffs. The Braille Bombers in what I believe is the most improved team of the season.
Correct, yep.
Started out at 11th. Now they got him in 2nd place. Well done, Bombers. And finally, in God only knows how this happened, it's showing you with growth, but you're still worse than my fall from 2nd. They had you at 12th, which I agree, especially with all your research and money spent in tools. You're up to 8th, which is good. In terms of teams who've made it, 8 teams made it. They got you in 8th. Suck on that.
Very nice. Yes, the overperformed ones they have on the left side is Braille Bombers and Clemens with the Mustangs and Terry absolutely underperformed. That's stating it lightly with Kat. She has a really good team. Went up against people that had tons of points against her, or her guys just fell apart for no reason. But this is always fun to look at the recap. But what a crazy end. Lots of
Crazy
lots of
year.
playoff berths that literally were changing that last week, and that made it lots of fun. Let's move on
Yeah.
to the wave life of some of us that was active today. A lot it wasn't,
Oh,
but
shocker. Braille Bomber, $22 again. How does this happen?
hey, she's got a lot of money to spend, and she needed a backup after Ramondre Steve went down, so
Okay.
she just grabbed Kevin Harris.
Nobody else bid on a jackhole.
She didn't know that. She
Oh,
had to,
she did? Okay.
had
And
to
how much
make
did
sure.
you bid? What's the total bids you put in? Oh, $0. What, you can't take the money with you.
Hold
What
on,
is the
hold on.
point?
Wait, in my defense, I added all those just to as placeholders, and then I forgot to go back and actually put money in.
Unbelievable.
So there were only two real races. One was with Todd's feedback for the Broncos. I lost out to that because I didn't even bid $1. And then Tommy Shelby, I didn't bid anything. And I'm guessing maybe my
0.
first one
How
failed.
much money do you have left going into
Like
playoffs?
$22 or something like that. I don't know.
22? That's impossible. You don't spend any money.
I spent plenty, pounds. Plenty. I'll have to do a tracker for you.
Yeah, you go look at that. That's impossible.
Not impossible. Let's move on to the
I
actual
spent $100 on a guy. I got more than that.
Well, I kept spending. So let's move on. Camp Krusty in the playoffs. Here we go, week 15. It's a rematch. And I like this. They include previous matches, so I put that at the top. Oh,
Look
it's
at
been
that.
traded 1-1. Who's it going to go to?
I
This is
can't
a
believe
tiebreaker.
for the third time I have to play
Woo!
Terry, and they
Yeah.
got us projected at less than 2 points on the line. I have not set my lineup, although I doubt it's going to change much. I might switch out a kicker. I might switch out Hollins. We'll see what that looks like. Other than that, though, they're calling this very close. Terry, third time's a charm. We'll see who wins it. Best 2 out of 3, I guess.
Yeah.
You get to avenge your loss from last week. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, should be a really fun matchup here. We got San Francisco and Seattle, division rivals. That's going to be a really good game. San Francisco took the wood in Tampa Bay. Can they slow down Gino? Gino did not look that great against the Jaguars. He had some good points. All right, we'll see. It's going to be fun seeing Jamar Chase as well. Jamar Chase goes against that Tampa Bay team. And like you said, with T. Higgins, if he's out, that's going to be a big day for Jamar Chase. But the real matchup, it's going to be Denver, who's had a good defense in spite of having a crappy team all year, going up against a now Colt McCoy-led Arizona Cardinals. I don't know how D-Hop's going to do with that one. You need him to produce. We'll see if they can find some.
Well, and don't sleep on my man Miles Sanders. They got him at a lowly 14.4, coming off of a big week.
Yeah.
So
no, you're right. He could take it to Chicago.
Yeah.
He could. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting. Now, I like the rematch between the Bills and the Dolphins. Last time, the Dolphins got the better of the Bills in the end of that game. How will they do this week? I don't know. We're going to see. On the other side, you got, again, this is Bills and the Dolphins. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. She's got the 1-2 punch. If Miami can somehow find an answer to those guys, you could really hold her down. And
now look at this. With just one exception, being Najee Harris, who's questionable, they are projecting every single one of my players to under-deliver. Every single one.
That's their algorithm. You can't trust ESPN. Let's get down to the task in hand. Then you have Tony Pollard, who's been splitting time with Zeke the entire year. He has been known to have huge bursts. Jacksonville played really well last week. I don't know how they're going to do this week. We'll see. And that J.K. Dobbins, you would think with Lamar out, with Huntley in and then out now, Dobbins should have had a good week last week. He didn't. It was all going to that, who was it? Who did have the big, no, it was J.K. Dobbins. I take it back. Because he's got him in the lineup. Whoever had Gus Edwards, I'm totally confused him. J.K. Dobbins should have a big week for her. He did last week. People love that guy, apparently. I've never paid too much attention because I hate the Ravens, but apparently he's awesome and he's going to have a big week. Let's move on to the next one. We have the one. Tyler's not dead yet, Greg. You're in the dance. That's all you got to do is get the dance. You got Brock Purdy, who Kevin will research this week. Let's take it to him.
Yes, I will. All right. Well, hopefully history does not repeat itself. The previous matchups, that's a crazy one. But they are calling it much closer this time around. As a matter of fact, they actually think the warm, steamy pile is going to come out on top on this one. Let's see why. We got Purdy who's questionable, but he just started, right? How the hell was he questionable?
He had while he was playing, and in that awesome game he had an oblique injury, played right through it. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah. You've got an oblique injury. Okay.
You can't even see my obliques.
I've rubbed them before. Okay, Jonathan Taylor, they like his matchup, obviously, projecting him to get 20. And then DK Metcalf, I'm telling you, that's the only guy Gino looks for about 85% of the time. So he's going to get his target. So those are the key ones over there. When we look at Kev's team, Goff, I wonder if he could repeat the good game he had last week. He's going against the maybe Cinderella story of the year, the New York Jets. That should be interesting. I think Josh Jacobs has a chance to have a decent day against New England. See what Amon-Ra does, and then looking the rest of the way. Godly, what do they not like? The Eagles over Chicago, them too. 10.6 going against that Chicago offense. Come on.
It must be that Chicago has a good defense. Again, I've been keeping track of all the defenses and how they've been.
I guess.
I do know the Jets have a pretty good defense, so it'll be interesting to see how Detroit does. Detroit played out of their mind last week. Let's see how they do. Brian Robinson, Mr. Shot in the Leg, is going to be playing against the Giants. That should be a fun game. That's a division game. Washington looking to certainly beat down on the Giants like they were done last week. Josh Jacobs against New England. New England's got a pretty good defense, so we'll see how he does. Raiders in disarray after that last loss. On your side, like you said, DK is the guy that looks every time. Meanwhile, he's got Christian Watson, who has been the touchdown machine for Green Bay. Green Bay was on a bye last week. They're back. Christian Watson is the touchdown machine, so he could roll up 3 easily in this one. And Greg's warm, steamy pile could be all over Clemens' face, or excuse me, just like the Cleveland steamer that he enjoys.
How about just burning in front of his door?
Exactly. No stamp on that. Oh, no, I don't want this matchup. I don't want it. Give me time.
Well, how do you not want this? You said both the lineups. Jay, I need you to take some of your free time now from doing research to help me keep an eye on this week's lineup here. Let's see. They have projection. They got Mama winning. I guess it depends on what you decide to do in the next couple of nights here with these lineups.
Funny.
Jalen Hurts supposed to get you another 30. Good grief. Look at number 2 in the league. You got to love that. What a second half of the year for him, too. Aaron Jones, 16. Isaiah Pacheco. Hey, where's your guy? I thought you were starting him.
He's on the bench. I don't trust DeAndre Swift. Screw him.
Oh, my God. I love it.
Okay,
Evan Ingram, after his strong day, is in the lineup. And then pretty much average the rest of the way down, although they're projecting your guys to over-deliver, much less my team. They think you're going to get 140 compared to Mama's 143. Optimistic 20 points out of Trevor Lawrence. I don't know about that one. Austin Eckler, 20 points. That's probably going to happen. I don't know. You better remind Mama that Romandre needs a reminder to not do what he did last week. They think he's going to get 18.4. That must be because he spent a lot of time resting last week.
Yes,
maybe he's refreshed. We'll see what happens. CeeDee Lamb, 16.5. That's almost a guarantee. Let's see who else we got. Oh, and Lockett is also nice, even though they mostly look at my dude. Lockett's nice as well out of Seattle.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one because, if Ramondre plays, he's normally kind of just a steady Eddie. Eckler has been trending up the last few weeks for sure. Trevor's been playing out of his mind. CD had a low game. I'm worried about this game against Jacksonville. He's just going to blow up. It could be a bloodbath. I have no idea what to expect.
You know what, my favorite part is the kick in the face that Mama gives you by starting Matt is gay as her kicker. You gotta love that. Against her son.
Nothing to do with it.
Against her son. I love it.
That is gay. Well, we look back at the last matchup. I hope it's a repeat with a beating by 100 points is what I'm looking for. We're moving on to the last matchup. This one is the one we're all praying for Tommy Shelby to upset Todd and knock him out.
Oh my gosh. House divided here. Okay. Looking at previous matchups, again, let's hope history doesn't repeat itself. I hope it's Not that I want Todd to lose. I want a competitive game here. Let's see what happens. Plus, it'll be funny to see them online since they're both kind of vocal on the chat.
Yes.
That'll be fun. Okay, let's look at the race horses. First stallion out of the gate, Justin Herbert, 23, Joe Mixon, 18, and Cordarrelle with 10. Might be a little bit better than that. Keenan Allen for 16. Lots of nice scores until you get down to Pierce, the Browns, and McPherson. They expect Sam to finish with 133 compared to Todd's 150, led by Joe Burrows here with 24. That's definitely doable against Tampa Bay. Saquon Barkley, they think, is going to get back on track, 17.2. Same with Travis Etienne. Both guys under-delivered last week, hoping to bounce back. Back again, Justin Jefferson, 19. I think that's really conservative. He's the number one receiver in the league. 19 is nothing. And this is this is at home. Come on now. He's going to get more than 19. McLaurin, 16. What's this Kelsey? What's he got? 18. Who they playing? Oh, it's at Houston. At Houston, terrible team coming off of a decent game. I think they only won one game going into last week and tied one. The rest were losses. Did they squeak it out against the Cowboys there? I think they did.
No, they lost. Cowboys came back and won in the end.
One game winning this week, and they're going to hold Kelsey down. I love it. But they still think he's going to get 150. The line is 17.5. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I think again, again, if we go with the line, yes, sure, it looks like Todd's going to win, and it'd be very hard to argue against that. Look at the player ranking he has, and tell me that's not the murderer's row.
I told you that last week.
Cup. Cup would be like 1-2 between his receivers. Instead, he's got
that's
1, 2, 4, 6. It's just insane.
He's got six. He's got 6 players in the top. No, 7 players in the top 8.
Yes, but here's what we can hope for. Saquon Barkley has been a shell of himself. They're going up against the Commanders who are looking for a win. I'm just telling you, I know. Those from past performances, not recent ones. Let's hope that continues. Travis Etienne hasn't been getting it done. Let's hope that continues. God, I love him. He's the best receiver on that team. We'll see how he does. Kelsey, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. We will see where that all goes. We need Herbert to have a big day. This is interesting. Cordarrelle Patterson, they're starting in Atlanta. They're pulling Marcus Mariota, and they are putting in now Ritter, the young rookie. Let's see how he does. Maybe Cordarrelle helps him and gets back to his winning ways. The rest of them just need to show up for her. I'm hoping for an upset. That's the best we can hope for.
Hey,
that's it.
Before you go on, though,
We're almost out of time, ass.
Wait, I wanted to go back to that.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Anyway, right, we'll go back, you
No,
whiner.
it's okay. I think I remember it.
Christ.
Okay, this is how you know ESPN is full of shit. If you go to that last slide.
Yes. It's coming up.
It's got the number 1 receiver in the league.
I don't know why it's not. There it is. Wait, shit. I went there, didn't I? Didn't I do that? Hold on.
Come on, Dickie.
I went right there. There we go.
Okay. The number 1 receiver in the league, they got him scoring 19. If you go over to Keenan Allen, he is 72nd. They think he's going to get 17. 2 points, and they're at home? The number 1 receiver? How?
I'm sure it's some algorithm BS that they have, but you're right. The ESPN is suspect at best for sure. I'm glad we came back for that nugget of genius.
Hey, a little bit of insight for you. We got 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So it's been a wild ride. Thanks for everybody who is playing. For those that are out, for sure.
Stay in it.
Out. What?
Stay in it. You're out of the championship, but you're still in.
Yeah, stay in because, yes, whoever wins the losers bracket does get their choice of where they want to draft next year. Whatever position they want to be in, they can choose that. Also, reach out to me via text or whatever and let me know, and we can talk about payment if you have. But I think only one person's paid the entire time. I think that was Joe has already paid me. But just reach out for that whenever you need to. There's no hurry in it, whatever. I'm not doing that, but just to let you know, that'll be that easy. we can just do it that way.
What is your information? Do you have a PayPal or a
I
Venmo?
have a lot of different ones. You just got to tell me which one you want to use. Your wife prefers Venmo the most, but that's just because, she
I
likes that.
PayPal too, jerky.
Yeah, I know you do. Anyhow, so that was a fun season. It was really exciting coming down to the wire with all those games right in the balance. And what was it? You got new teeth in? Are they all in yet?
Yeah, look at that.
The chopper's good. Why aren't they like gleaming? Why aren't they like so bright like you see them on TV with those idiots?
I asked for that. I don't think they had.
They said that's the people who have insurance, and you're like, screw you. Why didn't you get the fancy ones? Why didn't you get some fronts and just get the big diamond teeth all over like rappers do?
I should have got a grill. Yeah,
exactly, a grill. So how do they feel?
They hurt today. Today was the day.
They hurt for?
I don't know, but I was in the chair from 9:30 this morning till 2:10 p.m.
Way to celebrate your vacation. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm in a good mood. Dude, it was painful.
Shove them in there. Now, once these are in there, are you like Jaws from James Bond? Can you like bite things in half? I want to see you take some metal and just shoot it off or whatever.
Like Bart, I'll rip off the ceiling fan.
Exactly. Can you do that now? I mean, how strong are those teeth?
They're fairly strong. I mean, I was able to bite into a taco. It's the first thing I bit into since February. So
wow,
it was nice.
That's nuts,
it was
dude.
nice. Yeah.
That is nuts. Okay, well, so they have to be ready and in shape for next year when we have you out, and you have to have some ribs. So that'll be the true test. And you gnaw the rib meat off the bone. I want to see you nail the bones.
Oh, even with my super teeth, I'm sure there'll be plenty on there that you can find that I leave behind.
God, I know. You just throw stuff away that others would need to eat. Still some meat on that bone. Get that bone. So this should be a fun weekend for those that are still in it. Set your lights. I don't need to tell you that because we're already done. Let's see what happens from here. Should be a good one. We're gonna get together. I haven't heard anything from anybody. Somebody's talking about a place up in Auburn. Let me know. I'm up for anything. But
yeah, get in the spirit. It's Christmas.
We will do some jingle bells and all that other stuff, and we'll have a Christmas episode next week.
Yes, we will.
Fun and songs. Not Jason. David still watches the one where we're at my house and we're singing Jingle Bells. He loves that the most. It's also one where I was yelling about Todd, but that's another story.
All right.
So for Matt Dickey, for Kevin Heath, this is Matt saying thanks, Bonestorm, for playing. Take us home.
Stay classy, Bonestorm. Ho, ho, ho. All right.
Jingle bells. Oh, I can't stop the recording.